The 56,000 is the number that we would request to fulfill our services to the sheriff's department. That is handling stray dogs. That is handling what we call dogs with stripes, so dogs who come to us via court order, and that's to handle any aggressive dogs that come into our care. One thing that we do note in the proposal, of course, we do also offer an adoption program. We do not expect that to be a part of the 56,000. So our total budget per year is
292.
292. Of that, we would expect 56 to come from the county.
You described a fairly serious deficit last meeting, which was significantly more than this increment that you're asking for from us. And so what was that number and how are you addressing that? Yeah,
So
not in detail, but just in real broad strokes.
Yes, so broadly, that number, when we spoke last week, we had about 2 months of operating cash on hand. Now, in parallel to coming before you, we have also launched a fundraising campaign that so far has been relatively successful, and that's soliciting funds from supporters in the county and beyond. And then we do also have a separate fundraiser next week, an in-person event. And those funds will recharge not just providing services for county dogs, but also for operating our other adoption programs.
I think there's two issues going on in my mind. There's the adopt a dog, and the second is the service provided to the county.
Yes.
And what, understanding what the cost of that service is as a commissioner is really pretty important. So,
Right.
the cost of running the adopt a dog and all of the really they're two separate issues, really. So, the partnership is awesome. I'm not trying to say that's a bad thing, but I think it's our duty to make sure we understand what the cost of that service is.
Right.
I do have those numbers here. We do want to take a quick look at them. But broad strokes, during our previous contract, which was January 21 to December 22, and the proposal does include numbers for 23, but in front of us, we have 21 and 22. We did handle 303 dogs for the county. That is about 70% of the dogs we handled in total. So out of 439, 303 came to us from county sources. And I'm going to skip a whole lot of line items when I say this, but the cost to handle those dogs, inclusive of wages, food, medical care, everything, was $123,000, 461. So more information is available in the proposal, but just to provide a quick high level today, that's what we're looking at.
This may be off topic, but being a dog lover, having a dog, it's neutered. Spay and neuter programs seem to me a big part of the solution to the influx that you're probably dealing with. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. So when we adopt a dog out, whether it comes from the county or wherever, if it's old enough to be spayed or neutered, it is. If it's not, the owners give us a refundable deposit, which is returned to them upon certification of spay or neuter. And then we are also hoping this year, if the funds are available, to operate a low-cost spay and neuter clinic for the community. We've already operated a microchip clinic for the community this year that was, I think we expected 30 or 40 dogs and we hit 70. So we'd like to be able to offer these programs. We're wholehearted believers in it ourselves.